The loudest person in the room is rarely the most powerful. While others shout to be heard, true power whispers or says nothing at all. Today I'm going to show you why the ancient Stoics understood something most people never will. Silence is the ultimate form of strength. Marcus Aurelius commanded the Roman Empire. Epictetus was born a slave but influenced generations of thinkers. Seneca advised emperors. What did they all have in common? They mastered the art of strategic silence. In a world obsessed with likes, comments, and constant validation, you're about to discover why the most respected people speak the least. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to harness this ancient wisdom to command respect in your own life. Let's dive in. The paradox of silence. Here's something nobody tells you. Every time you speak, you lose a little bit of power. Think about it. We live in a society that rewards noise. Social media algorithms favor outrage. Meetings celebrate whoever talks the most. But the Stoics discovered something counterintuitive 2,000 years ago. The less you speak, the more weight your words carry. Epictetus wrote, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." This wasn't just poetic advice. It was a strategic observation about human nature. When you constantly explain yourself, defend your position, or seek approval through words, you're actually diminishing your presence. You're training people to question you, to challenge you, to dismiss you. But when you cultivate silence, when you only speak when you have something meaningful to say, people lean in. They wonder what you're thinking. They respect the weight of your words because they know you don't waste them. I learned this the hard way. Early in my career, I was that person in meetings who always had to contribute, always had an opinion, always needed to prove I was the smartest person in the room. Then I noticed something. The executives who commanded the most respect, they rarely spoke. And when they did, everyone stopped talking. That's when it clicked. Power isn't about being heard, it's about being worth listening to. The Stoic principles of silent power. Let me break down the 4 Stoic principles that make silence so powerful. Principle 1. Control the controllable. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his Meditations, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Most people waste energy trying to control how others perceive them through constant explanation. The Stoic approach? Control your response, not their reaction. When someone criticizes you, your silence isn't weakness, it's mastery. You're choosing not to engage in battles that don't matter. Think about this. Have you ever won an argument on the internet? No? That's because reactive speech is a trap. The Stoics knew that dignified silence is the ultimate response to noise. Principle 2. Let your actions echo, Seneca said. Hang on to your youthful enthusiasms. You'll be able to use them better when you're older. Translation: don't announce your plans. Don't broadcast your goals. Don't seek validation for what you haven't yet accomplished. Social media has conditioned us to share everything. The new project, the fitness goal, the business idea. But every time you speak your dreams into existence prematurely, you're satisfying the dopamine hit that should come from actually achieving them. The Stoic approach. Work in silence. Let success be your noise. When people see your results without hearing your complaints, your struggles, or your excuses, you become magnetic. Principle 3. Emotional restraint creates gravitas. Epictetus taught, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Powerful people don't react, they respond. There's a crucial difference. Reaction is emotional and immediate. Response is thoughtful and controlled. When someone insults you and you immediately fire back, you've given them power over your emotions. When you pause, breathe, and choose silence, you've maintained your center. And that composure? That's what people remember. That's what earns respect. Principle 4. Strategic communication. The Stoics weren't advocating for complete silence. They were teaching strategic communication. Marcus Aurelius didn't stay silent in the Senate, but he chose his moments carefully. The principle is this: speak less, but make it count. When everyone else is shouting opinions, your thoughtful observation stands out. When everyone else is explaining themselves, your quiet confidence speaks volumes. Practical applications. Okay, philosophy is great, but how do you actually apply this? Let me give you 5 practical strategies you can use starting today. Strategy 1. The 3-second rule. Before you respond to anything, a text, an email, a comment, pause for 3 seconds. This tiny delay does 2 things. It prevents reactive speech, and it signals that your words are considered, not impulsive. Try this in your next meeting. When someone asks your opinion, don't jump in immediately. Count to 3. You'll notice people pay more attention when you do speak. Strategy 2. Master the art of the pause. In conversation, most people fear silence. They fill it with like, or unnecessary words. Powerful communicators embrace pauses. When someone asks you a difficult question, don't feel pressured to answer immediately. Pause, think, then respond. That pause signals confidence, not weakness. It says, I'm not scrambling for an answer to please you. I'm formulating a thoughtful response. Strategy 3. Stop defending yourself. This is the hardest one. When someone criticizes you or questions your decisions, your instinct is to defend yourself. But here's the Stoic truth. Your life is your defense. If someone doesn't understand your choices, explaining them won't help. If they do understand, explanation isn't necessary. Constant self-defense makes you look insecure. Strategic silence makes you look unmovable. Strategy 4. Cut your words in half. For the next week, try this experiment. Whatever you're about to say it in half the words. This forces clarity and eliminates filler. I was thinking maybe we could potentially consider doing this becomes, let's do this. The impact is completely different. Strategy 5. Let others fill the silence. This is a negotiation tactic, but it works everywhere. After you make a point or ask a question, stay silent. Don't clarify, don't add to it, just wait. Most people are so uncomfortable with silence that they'll fill it, and in doing so, they often reveal information, make concessions, or show their hand. Meanwhile, you've said nothing and gained everything. Common mistakes to avoid. Now, here are the traps people fall into when they first try this approach. Mistake 1. Confusing silence with passivity. Strategic silence isn't about being a doormat, it's about choosing your battles. If something truly matters, your values, your boundaries, your people, speak up clearly and firmly. But don't waste your voice on everything else. Mistake 2. Using silence as manipulation. Some people use silence as a weapon. The silent treatment, passive aggression, withholding communication to punish. That's not Stoic silence. That's emotional immaturity. The Stoics advocated for silence that comes from inner peace, not from petty revenge. Mistake 3. Becoming completely withdrawn. The goal isn't to become a monk, it's to become intentional. You can still be warm, engaging, and present. The difference is that you're not performing, you're not seeking validation, you're simply being. Mistake 4. Caring too much about appearing powerful. Here's the ultimate irony. The moment you start using silence to look powerful, you've lost the plot. True Stoic silence comes from genuinely not needing external validation. It's not a tactic, it's a state of being. The deeper transformation. Let me tell you what happens when you really embrace this philosophy. You stop exhausting yourself trying to be understood. You realize that the right people will understand you without explanation, and the wrong people won't understand you despite it. You become comfortable in your own skin. When you're not constantly narrating your life, defending your choices, or seeking approval, you discover who you actually are beneath all that noise. You develop what the Stoics called ataraxia, inner tranquility. Because when you're not emotionally invested in every opinion, every criticism, every challenge, you become unshakable. And here's the beautiful part. People notice. Not because you're trying to be noticed, but because genuine confidence is rare. In a world of performance and pretense, authenticity stands out. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking." The same applies to respect. It's not earned through force or volume. It's cultivated through presence, integrity, and the wisdom to know when silence speaks louder than words. So here's your challenge. For the next 7 days, practice strategic silence. Before you post on social media, ask, does this need to be said? Before you defend yourself, ask, does this require a response? Before you fill a pause in conversation, ask, what would I gain from staying silent? Notice how it feels. Notice how people respond to you differently. Notice the power that comes not from dominating conversations, but from mastering yourself. The Stoics understood that true power is quiet, composed, and unshakable. In a world that won't shut up, your silence might be the most powerful thing about you. If this video resonated with you, hit that like button. It helps more people discover these ancient principles. Subscribe if you want more Stoic wisdom applied to modern life. And drop a comment below. What's one situation where you could benefit from more strategic silence? Remember, the lion doesn't need to announce it's a lion. It just is. Stay strong, stay silent, stay stoic.